So this key will go into that slot by 5 millimeters, obviously. And then obviously this line, do I have that line on my drawing? So for us to get that line, we'll check here the diameter of that line, those two lines, like this point and that point is 28. I'll divide that by 2, which is 14. From the center line, I'll just mark off 14 going up, so 14 is right there. So okay, I have that line, it's right there. Okay, from that line I'll have to measure 5 going in, so 5 is somewhere there, so I'll just do like that to that point, 5 like that. And then obviously I have this center line there. Okay, so for me to draw the other center line, I have to put my set square like that, move it to that point, draw the center line. Okay, so this is the center line there, right? So obviously the 5, where is the 5 millimeters deep? It's right there. So I'll put my compass there up to there. So this the radius will be 8. Obviously the radius of the key is 8. So I'll take my compass, put my compass on that point, to that point there, and I'll have to draw the key. Like that. So this is the key. Obviously, so since I've drawn the key there, so I can just draw that line here. Let me measure there. It's right there, just like that. Okay, so I have the key right there. So this is the shaft, right? And then because we do not cut or section the shaft, what I have to do, I have to add a part section to show the detail of the key. So I can just draw that part KV line there, and then I'll have to hatch this part here. So I have to hatch this part. So I've cut the shaft right here, just a small part of the shaft, so to show the key inside. So if there is a pin or a key somewhere on the shaft, that means you have to add a part section to show that pin or that key, just like that, right? Okay, so I'm done with that part of the shaft. Remember, we still have this threaded part of the shaft. What's the length of that part? It's 17, it's given. 17 is given there. So I have to measure 17 from this line here, right? So 17 is right there. Okay, so just draw a vertical line there, like that. And obviously this point there, I'll have a line there, light constructions for now, like that. Okay, so now when it comes to the shaft, I'll just measure 1. If you check the shaft, that threaded part there is like a chamfer at the end there and a line there, right? So the thickness of that line is 1, so mark off 1 there. Then I can just draw that line here, that, and then from that point I can just draw a line like that, a line there, and then I can just close this gap there, just like that. Draw a line there, line there. Okay, so I'm done with the shaft. This is the complete shaft with the key inside there. Okay, so I'm not done. I'm left with the last two components, which is the housing and the push, right? So now obviously this housing will go inside there to the shaft part, but obviously this push will go inside the housing, right? Okay, so let's check. What's the width of this part of the bush? Um, where is it? It's this one here. So it's 36. 36 divided by 2, it's how much? 18, right? So from here, from the center line, I'll mark off 18 going down. And then obviously it's 36 up there. So 18 going up, 18 going down. And then I draw two construction lines there, like that. Okay, because the diameter is 36, I want to check something. So this hole here from the housing, it's how much? It's 36, the diameter. That means here the push will fit into that housing there, right? Okay, so what's the length of the bush? It's 51. So measure 51 from where? From here. So measure 51 up to there. So it's a line there. Okay, and then this part here, 55 minus 51, it's 4. So I think this is a 4, yeah. So I'll just draw something like that. And then what's the diameter of this section? So the diameter, it's 42. That's 42, right? So 42 divided by 2, it's 21. So 21 going down, 21 going up, right? So I'll just draw this part right there, and that part there. Remember, I'm drawing the bush, and obviously I'm cutting the bush, right? Like that. Like that. So this is the cut bush, so I can hatch this section now. So I'll take my 45-degree set square, and I'll hatch that part of the bush. Just like that. Got to draw that part up again. Okay, so I've hatched my bush. Now I can add the housing now. Where's the housing? It's here. So obviously this section, it's just far behind there. this part here, it's this one here, right? Okay, perfect. So I can just draw this part from here to there. It's how long. Remember, the radius of this arc is 35. That means from here to the center point it's 35, plus the section here it's 35. So 35 plus 35 is 70. So I'll mark off 35 going up, it's there, 35 going down right there. Then I draw a line like that, a line there. Okay, and then obviously this part there. So the diameter here it's 36, right? So from here to there it's 36. Okay, and then the radius or diameter of this section is 42. So 42 divided by 2, it's 21. So this is 21. Okay, so it means that housing will go into, it will fit to this part here, right? So obviously I have this part, right? So I can just draw it. So what's the length? The width is 60. Let me measure here, 60. Okay, it's from here to there. So that means I can just draw a line there, line there, a line there, a line there, right? Um, so I'm done with this section. So I have to add these two sections now. The center line, the vertical one first. So half of 60 is 30. So I'll just add the center line. Okay, and then we are given that from the center line to that other one it's 100. That means it's 50 going up, 50 going down. So from the center line here going up, I'll measure 50, going down 50, like that. Just like that. Okay, so now I can just draw the circle inside and that arc there. The circle inside, the smaller one, it's 11, or not 11. The diameter is 14. So measure 14 there. I'll measure 7 on my compass. So measure 11. So 11 there. So okay, I'm done with the housing. I've added those two parts there. right there. Obviously I have the center lines there. So now if we check there, the cutting plane is cutting this housing right there. So obviously I'm not cutting anything here. So those two, I'll just leave them as they are like this. But now I'll have to hatch this section from here to there, from here to there. So that section is this one here and right there. So now I'll have to hatch that part in the opposite direction. Remember, because this part is hatched in this direction, now the next component must be hatched in the opposite direction. So I can just draw from there. Okay, just like that. So now remember, I have to add the center line right there, and also up there. So remember, for adding the center lines, you get a half mark for each. So all the center lines, obviously they'll give you marks for the center lines. So make sure you add all the center lines. So now this is the complete drawing for this question. So now I'll have to check if I added everything. Let me see from the instructions. Add the following features to the drawing. The cutting plane is added, labeled the sectional view section AA. So I have to label that view section AA. So this is our section AA, and this is our left view. Okay, so I've labeled the views, added the cutting plane, everything is added, and then I just want to confirm. Note: show 3 faces of the nut in the front view and all necessary constructions. The nut is right there, and there is 3 faces, so obviously I'll get marks, 4 marks for that. Even the construction is shown there. Okay, so this is our complete drawing or answer for this question.